Gina Raula from Fresno County wrote the bill and said in a statement he's deeply disappointed, adding that, quote, I have always believed this bill is about fairness. The veto doesn't change the fact that many people, including undocumented immigrants, dream of owning a home so that generational wealth can be passed to their children.
Yeah, that's crazy. Coming into the country, you got some nerve talking about something, yeah. I want generational wealth. I want to be able to do this and that third. It's like, look, man, become a citizen. Don't come in the country illegally and do the right thing. Don't just come in here any kind of way and make demands. That's really offensive to me. I don't know about y'all, but to me it's offensive.
This comes a day after former President Trump vowed, if elected, to ban mortgages for undocumented immigrants in California. As it stands now, Alarcon says buying a home as an undocumented immigrant in the Golden State is not easy.
It is definitely a lot harder because rates are higher for them. Down payment is also larger than somebody who has a social.
But she says for many,
But didn't they just say that the program was only for those who had social? See what I'm saying? They make up stuff as they go.
buying a home is still part of the American dream.
Yeah, the American dream, as in.
Man, we got to go back to holding people accountable for false advertising.
American citizens, not illegal aliens, not asylum seekers or whatever they want to call themselves, whatever.
We have to go back to holding people accountable for false advertisement.
New phrase we want to use: migrants, illegals, whatever. But as I close, I want to say this.
Advertisement, I'm trying to say.
Shout out to the American citizens living over there in California. Hey, my heart goes out to you. My heart goes out to you because I know how hard it is over there dealing with stuff like that. That's totally crazy. You're competing with illegal aliens or whatnot for real estate, for resources, for everything. It shouldn't be that way. If you want to buy a home, if you want to live here in this country, do what you're supposed to do. Become a citizen. Go about it the right way. But the message, as I close, from those in power, from Democratic Party, do whatever you want to do. And again, I think this right here from Gavin is a ploy to set himself up for a future run for president. So you can see fair and moderate Democrat things of this nature. That's just my humble opinion, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you?
Hi, Samantha Fish here. I'm a blues artist here in the Dream Giveaway Garage today. This giveaway.
Trump is saying that he's going to have Elon Musk head an audit of the entire federal government, and that's a part of his economic plan. Take a look.
About fucking time.
To stop this onslaught and lower prices, I'm pledging today that in my second term, we will eliminate a minimum of 10 old regulations for every one new regulation. We'll be able to do that quite easily, actually. And instead of attacking industries of the future, we will embrace them, including making America the world capital for crypto and Bitcoin.
Let's stop there. Let's break this.
It's about time that we lay up there and try to find out where all the money went. We're $35 trillion in debt. I want to know where the money went. And I want to know why these people who work for me makes way more money than me. Literally. My business is supposed to be making money, not losing money.
Now, I want to go point by point, the same way that we evaluated Kamala Harris's economic policy, which was trash. I want to go point by point objectively, and I'm going to give my opinion on what he was saying at the Economic Club of New York the other day, yesterday in particular, and how this is going to affect us as Americans. Number one, I love the fact that we eliminate and we go through and we mine out that every new regulation that we create, or every next level of red tape that we have, that we go and we find out some that's outdated and eliminate 10. That means you're going to start to think about the laws that you create and the legislation that you pass prior to putting it on the American people. And then we also going to have to be a lot more efficient. The government is bloated. The government is the most inefficient entity. It is a business. Being in government is a business. The government is the most inefficient entity.
The government is where we losing money at. The government
have in the United States of America that we don't.
The government just got too fucking big for our no good.
On the dress. We want to go and put it on capitalism. We want to put it on rich people. We want to put it on middle class. We want to put it on poor people. Logistics, sports teams, anybody that we can find before we first start to cut
Ours,
from the federal government itself. Government spending is
us is no good.
out of control, and a level of regulation that it takes in order to be successful, especially when it comes to over-regulating certain industries that most people are not even in agreement of, is out of control. So to eliminate a vast majority of a lot of this outdated legislation.
Let us start voting for some of these laws, rules, and regulations that's been pushed on us without our votes.
Oh, and let me also
Votes on that legislation.
say that we need to make sure that a part of that economic policy, I know we can't say it out loud, I'm not saying that this is a part of this economic policy, is also to update family court laws, because that's a racket. That is 100% a racket. But to eliminate all of this regulation, if you're going to introduce new legislation, I think it's a great idea. That's number one.
Fourth, at the suggestion of Elon Musk, who has given me his complete and total endorsement. That's nice. Smart guy. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. It's very, very much appreciated. I will create a government efficiency commission tasked with conducting a complete financial and performance audit of the entire federal government and making recommendations for drastic reforms. We need to do it. Can't go on the way we are now. And Elon, because he's not very busy, has agreed to head that task force.
Now I know why they wanted to assassinate him. Now I know why they wanted to assassinate. See, this is real economic policy. To create a task force to audit the entire federal government.
I'd like to know what my response time is for 911.
Now I know why they wanted to take him out. Now I know why the establishment. Now I know why they filed charges against him. Now I know why they basically participated in election interference. Now we know. Because he already had started undoing things and started getting rid of a whole lot of stuff that was happening inside of the federal government in the first place. He was firing everybody up in that joint. He was firing everybody. But to create a task force to go over and audit, has the government ever really been audited? I've never heard of it.
No, they ain't never been audited. It's about time. It's about time, Donald Trump. Audit them assholes. Let us find out where the money went.
Before my entire life. I've never heard this before in my entire life. If anybody can do it, it has to be
Went to.
somebody from outside of the establishment, outside of being a lifetime politician. Here's my question. Has the government ever been audited? Because we know that the government spending is out of control and they think that they can just tax their way to success. They think that they can tax their way to wealth. I don't know any American that would be against this type of economic policy. I don't know any American that would be against this level of this economic policy. Very few people can ever criticize this plan. Very few people can criticize this plan. And that we probably will remove billions, let alone trillions, from our government spending if we actually did a real audit of the entire federal government.
You so much right, my big brother. You so much right, my big brother.
From outside entities, from somebody that actually understands how to run things efficiently and has created businesses within the United States of America. One of the very few people that has created a brand new automaker within the last 30 years.
That is your choice. That is exactly your choice.
We might be able to get $1,000 a month just because.
Y'all better pray.
Just because of the type of money that the United States accumulates a year.
Y'all better pray for this man.
That's the reason why we should shoot.
Because they don't want him in the powers that be, in these white-time politics.
Should be suing China for the $30 trillion.
There's people that have all of this finessing, because I believe personally that probably some of the most corrupt things is not happening in corporate America, it's happening in the federal government. It's happening in the federal government. They're
Great seeing you all. We need to do
Should be suing China
this more often.
dealing with the coronavirus for $35 trillion. And then we won't be in debt no more.
We're together. Oh, you can put it together. Oh, no, give me a second.
hold up, I got this. I'll get the reward points.
Well, I have early pay, so this time it's on me. Come on.
No more debt.
I am so that I have room in my budget, so okay. Well, I got all that and more with the One Love card from One United Bank.
Wait, the One Love card.
Yes, with the One Love Visa debit card,
There's so much inefficiency. There's so much probably fraud going on. I believe that if you want to do a top-down draining of the swamp, it doesn't just start with politicians. It starts with the federal government itself. Boy, if they not trying to take this man out as a result of some of the things that he's saying, and for him to say it, he said the quiet part out loud. That everybody probably should agree with. There's nobody in this chat, whether you're liberal or whether you're conservative, that should object to the federal government. If you look at your paycheck, some of y'all got paid today, some of y'all got paid yesterday, and you look at your paycheck, and you see all of the taxes that's coming out, and they get their cut. Some people get bonuses, and you know that if you get bonuses, you automatically, in most instances, it takes out the largest amount, and it takes out extra union dues, depending on what industry you're in. If you're getting that bonus, and you see how much, so you grateful when you see the initial number, but then when you see the amount that you gross, and what the difference is, that you don't know all of these random people that you don't even, they ain't got, bots, you know what I'm saying? You ain't never got to kiss them. All of these random entities that just save your money out of your check, make you feel some type of way. I don't know anybody that has ever done and worked legally that has gotten a paycheck and was disgusted when you first got your paycheck when you was a child, that you would object to the federal government being audited. Nobody.
Interesting. If he has the time, that'd be a good one to do it. But he's agreed to do it. In 2022, fraud and improper payments alone cost taxpayers an estimated hundreds of billions of dollars. As the first order of business, this commission will develop an action plan to totally eliminate fraud and improper payments within 6 months. This will save trillions of dollars, trillions. It's massive. For the same service that you have right now, trillions of dollars is wasted and gone, and nobody knows where it went.
We don't even know what's happening as far as the migrant crisis. Hey, remember when we actually tried to do a deep dive in Chicago and we was trying to figure out, okay, so wait a minute, Chicago was spending $400 million, $500 million, $600 million. They operating at a budget deficit. They got a website. Hold on, let me pull up the website for y'all just so y'all can see.
Everybody can understand this is culture matters.
I don't remember what the name of the website was. Cost dashboard.
Poor or rich.
This
is one of those issues that are completely cross-culture.
So this is the cost dashboard. Let me pull it up for y'all so y'all can see. Y'all see those. Give me a second. This is the cost dashboard for Chicago, right? And so you can go vendor payments, new arrivals. They're not calling it a migrant crisis. They're not calling it none of that. They're calling it the new arrivals. And as of August 9th, 2024, so roughly a month ago, this is information reported here. It includes payments that have been processed for costs associated with the new arrivals mission. Let me get the good naming policy up here. This report does not, I repeat, does not reflect all expenses incurred to date. So this is just a rough estimate. We don't know what the real total is. To date, this information reflects city financial management systems as of this published date, as indicated at the top of the dashboard, as additional expenses are incurred, payments are processed and reconciled. Information on this report will be updated accordingly. Goes out on the 10th of every month. So this month on the 10th, we should be expecting it. So it goes in and it gives you a cumulative total of $460 million that they've spent on migrants.
That's the one. That's the one where everybody goes.
Corporate fund, grant funds, vendor.
I don't care. Never.
Favorite healthcare staffing is taking up 63% of the $400 million that was spent on new arrival missions. Equitable Solutions, LLC, got $86 million. They got $291 million. Open Kitchens got $25 million. Parish LLC, look at these generic names, got $12 million. Bright Bath Consulting, $4 million. KLEO, Community Family Life Center, Kaizen Health, and it goes through and it gives you all of the spending every single month and what the checks go out for, so on and so forth. So this is, for example, the vendor Parish. We don't even know who Parish is. We don't know who the owner is. We don't know who the participants are. We don't know whether it's a you know what I'm saying? We don't know who it is, but I know that January 21st, 2024, they got a check for $677,000. March 17th, 612, January 28th, 788, February 4th, 796. So the numbers just continue to run up. ABC Humane Wildlife Control and Prevention. ABC. What a generic name. ABC Wildlife Control and Prevention. So we don't know who's behind the curtains. We don't know none of this. It's just rows and lines and lines, and you can continue to scroll down. And it's rows and rows and rows. Even to where it just got to catch up. Look at all of the numbers. Look at where your tax dollars is going. Rows and 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 rows. Look at this. Look at this. Do you see how much this is? How many payments that they making? Do y'all see this? Y'all see this? So we don't know who's who and where all of this money is going. And the voters and the taxpayers had no say-so as to how this is going. But they spend money like it's going out of style. They spend money like it's going out of style. We don't even know. An LLC that's an umbrella company of an LLC that's an umbrella company of an LLC, and we don't know who at the top. It's just going.
I don't want to make your head hurt.
Kids and pets. Doesn't matter what.
It's just going. It's just money just being spent on a regular basis. And so I don't know.
I don't want to make your head hurt, but this might make your head hurt.
It's a lot bigger. So it's up to you to get out there and tell people, hey man, you know there's 300,000 plus kids missing.
How y'all are not 100% upset and holding y'all leaders accountable, but yet y'all sit here and tell me that voting don't matter and that the town hall would be empty, but the blood spots is full. And then I tell people when I use evidence like this, because I can go straight to the website and this is public information and say, okay, this is what's really happening. This is why people are concerned about the migrant crisis. And why y'all not holding them accountable and asking questions about what's happening, why they letting all these people inside of our country? Well, Trump said we got to do an audit of the entire federal government. We got to do an audit of everything, and we need to figure out who and where the money is going to. And so now I understand why they tried to kill him. I understand why they tried to assassinate him. Because this is not what the establishment wants at all. If there's anybody that has ever outwardly said that they want to drain the swamp and gave you an economic policy that align with it, it's him.
Further taming inflation and bringing prices way down. The fifth pillar of my plan is to make the Trump tax cuts permanent. They are massive tax cuts, biggest ever, permanent. To cut taxes even more, and we will have no tax on tips, something which they copied 4 weeks after.
Sorry to hear that, sweetheart.
I said it.
She did.
I said, no tax on tips. I said, I just said that. She is actually copying a lot of my plan. In fact, we're going to send her a maggot sometime in the next week. We're having a special one day. But we also know she doesn't mean it. She's going to stick with what her whole life has been about. And also no tax on Social Security benefits. People on Social Security have been wiped out by inflation, and now on top of it, we tax their benefits. We're not going to tax their benefits. We have so many different ways of making so much money. This country, the potential is so incredible. We don't have to take it away from people on Social Security. We're not going to do that. We're going to save Social Security. She's going to destroy Social Security. Under the Trump administration, we proved that targeted tax cuts do not increase the deficit. They reduce the deficit by growing the economy and raising revenue.
Have you been getting a ridiculous amount of spam calls lately? That's because companies like Spokeo, That Said, My Life, and many more post and sell your information on the...
After we gave the massive tax cuts, we took in the following year with a much lower rate, billions and billions of dollars more than we did the previous year with a high rate. Think of that. So with a much...
So what he basically is telling you that it's more conducive to grow the economy, and that not only did they generate more revenue, but they incentivized more job creation. Inflation was at an all-time low at 1.2% when he handed over the keys to the federal government. And then on top of that, they brought in profits from overseas at a lower tax rate, which basically spurred more revenue inside of the federal government. So wait. You're telling me in time that it wasn't just giving tax breaks to the billionaires, it was actually spurring the economy and everybody was happy? Everybody was happy in 2017, 2018, 2009. Everybody was happy. Everybody was making money. Everybody was getting a bag. More money was spending. Exotic cars was being bought. Homes was being bought. The economy was booming. Inflation was low. We was getting to the money, and we ain't had no new wars. What more do you want from this man? It is because when you lower the barrier to entry and you lower taxes, what you do is you spur more spending that would then result in better jobs and higher wages, and then more money coming in from overseas because they're not keeping profits for overseas and then leveraging it as an asset to not pay taxes on money that's borrowed. We need a real president. Not what's been in office right now. We need a real president.
Lower rate, we took in more money because people were incentivized. Corporate tax revenues are 31% higher today than before my tax law was signed. With all of those cuts, 31% higher. To further support the revival of American manufacturing, my plan calls for expanded R&D tax credits, 100% bonus depreciation, expensing for new manufacturing investments, and a reduction in the corporate tax rate from 21% to 15% solely for companies that make the product in
Many of them
America.
are saying this is no big
So
deal.
what is he doing?
They've gotten their marching orders to tell people it's no big deal. All right, she ate a cat, he ate a cat, he ate a duck, and he ate a dog. But we're doing better by having them here. They're either hating.
And then pump products in the United States of America in the name of lower costs. What Trump is saying is, listen, if companies invest in their research and development and then also create more American jobs here in the United States of America, we'll give them breaks to be able to do so, but it's only if they're pumping money into the economy and they're creating jobs. That is what's going to spur the American economy, not saying that we're going to build 3 million new homes. Oh, so wait a minute. The way that you spur investment is by incentivizing business owners to do it for themselves, not have more government oversight into playing a role in what's happening, which is one of the ways that we explode as far as inflation.
Disturbing reports of
It's a phenomenal plan. Clearly, he thinks from a business perspective, or he has business people around him that is helping him craft economic policy that's going to be good for the American people. He said, listen, we need to be investing in the American economy, research and development, create more American jobs. That's where we're going to place our money, and that's who gets the tax breaks.
To freely enter the country.
Do you see the difference between somebody that can actually come up with an economic policy and set the fluff?
NBC News and others
You have to make your product in America.
current conflict as an excuse.
If you outsource offshore or replace American workers, you're not eligible for any of these benefits. In fact, you will pay a very substantial tariff when a product comes in from another country that's made in another country and comes in. There'll be a big tariff on that product because we want to make our goods in America, and most of them we can. My message is simple. Make your product here in America and only in America. We are not going to be taken advantage of anymore, just as we made great inroads and progress 4 years ago. We made tremendous inroads on this subject. We're not going to watch our wealth and jobs get ripped away from us and sent to foreign countries, which is what's been happening for many, many decades with us. China was built on doing exactly what we're going to be doing and what I started doing 4 years ago.
Hey everyone,
They're hungry.
I think that that's a phenomenal plan. Let me give a round of applause for the upcoming president for the second term. Phenomenal plan. You can't even compete. I expect Kamala Harris to steal more talking points from Trump. And I can't wait. I can't wait for this upcoming debate. He's going to watch it. 1,000% he's going to watch
I'm
it.
happy about that. And as I've been saying, I'm mad as hell and I ain't gonna take it no more. You're not going to feed off of people in America and tell me I have to accept it. What has happened to this country? I mean, how have people lost their friggin' minds? And if they don't eat it, well, they can just go ahead. Well, 11-year-old Aiden Clark was killed on his way to school in Springfield. His killer was a Haitian newcomer. There's nothing good going to come from this, people. There's nothing that benefits America. You have to vote in 60 days or less. And you got to do something about this. We can't just continue to look the other way, even though the liberals amongst us will. Glenn Beck put this out, and it's so true. This cartoon here. I want to show you this. I'm gonna eat you, says the big bad wolf, and the sheep being liberals. Oh, at least it's not Trump. That's where we are. That's where we are with people at this point, not understanding or trying to downplay the threats to everyday Americans. And I'm just going to close by saying, if you think it can't come to your neighborhood, one, you don't even know who or what or when people have been flown in or bussed into your neighborhood. Two, I'm positive that the people in Springfield, Ohio, woke up one morning going, what the hell is happening? They didn't know. It just happened. Pretty sure the people in Aurora, Colorado, woke up one morning, what the hell are these people doing knocking on my door with submachine guns telling me, pay me? Who are you? You're not my landlord. I am now. It's happening. It's not a conspiracy theory. It is not somebody making up something on the right. It's happening. Just because so many people are oblivious to it because the news won't talk about it doesn't make it not true. Every single thing I've said to you today, everything I say to you every time I do a video is stuff that you can actually look up for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Go look. If you haven't looked up about Aurora, Colorado yet, go look. If you haven't looked in New York about the guy sucker punching women on the subway, go look. My wife saw that video this morning and goes, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah, boop, 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 just punching people in the face. If you haven't looked up anything about what's going on in Springfield, go look it up. It's gonna be hard to find. You're gonna have to do some work. I'd suggest you start on X so you can start seeing the sources. But it's inconceivable that our American population has been put in this danger, and we've only seen the tip thus far. We have tens of millions of these newcomers in the country. We don't know what they're planning. We don't know what they're doing. Enjoy it now because, like I say, stay frosty. There's a few months, and Who knows what's going to happen? They took a shot at Donald Trump. You mean nothing. And you can see that because of how they're treating the people in Springfield.